Hit it. Hi, I'm Conway Bowman, and on this week's episode of The Outfitters, I'm in my hometown of San Diego, California, where I'll be targeting Mako sharks on a fly with Captain Dave Trimble,
Controlled chaos,
and my mentor, Captain Lou Fedor.
Going fishing just like every day was Christmas.
I brought the Ford F-150 with EcoBoost to help me out on this adventure, and I'm anticipating to catch some really big Mako sharks, so stay tuned.
Behind the unforgettable adventure, behind that trophy of a lifetime,
Oh my God!
there's an outfitter who makes it all happen. Join our dream team of veteran hunters and anglers crisscrossing North America to find the hardest working men and women in the outdoors. This is The Outfitters.
What got me started, what got my juices going to catch sharks? Read this book on Mako sharks, and it said that there was no more dynamic game fish on the west coast in the Pacific Ocean than the Mako shark, and I love to fly fish. So I started kind of plying the waters off San Diego in a little aluminum boat. They're an apex predator, and once I kind of figured out where they kind of hung around, it became pretty evident that I was definitely onto something. So started guiding. So I started out with one boat turned into two boats turned into three boats, and then I realized, you know what, I need more help, I need more guides, and that's how I met Dave Trimble.
we got good bait, we got good conditions, good tide. We got old school Lou, money man Bowman. I think it's gonna happen.
I used to fish Lee's Ferry in Arizona with my father every winter with a gentleman by the name of Dave Foster. Dave Foster had a guide named Dave Trimble. And I remember one time Dave Foster said, you know, Conway, Dave Trimble needs a job in the summertime. Do you think you could put him to work in the summer fly fishing for Mako sharks? The timing was perfect. And I said, absolutely, I'd love to do that. So
I got shoot into fishing here in San Diego. And that was just over 2,000 guide trips ago that I've put in on the ocean out here. In 2002, I started working for Conway.
you get to do all the work today because Lou and I are going to sit here and kind of watch.
It's like I'm taking two old men fishing like I do every day.
You pretty much are.
I started commercial fishing in 1980. I was 24 years old. In 2002, I was having a really good shark fishing season, but the price just wasn't there. And I just had to go, okay, I got to do a different direction with these fish or move on to something else.
We've all set a lot of chum slicks over the years.
Should be on autopilot with the three of us here.
Well, it's kind of weird being in this position. I mean, how many guide trips have you been on, Lou, where you're actually the guy making the cast?
Nope.
Nope means never.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. Once Dave got into the fold, he and I worked very hard for a number of years together. And then basically, I had kind of a guiding burnout. I had a day job to start with. I had a TV gig, so I had other things going on. So I pulled back from guiding, but we didn't miss a beat. Dave basically, moved right in and took it to the next level.
Then I went on to guiding in Costa Rica in the winter, Lee's Ferry in the spring and fall, San Diego in the summer, and I was fishing well over 300 days a year at that point. And finally it hit me one day once my wife and I had a son, probably time to start your own company.
So basically, fly fishing for Mako sharks is pretty simple. We're starting with a really big fly. It's a big orange fly, and typically orange is the best color. They're tube flies, so the fly slides up the leader like this, so it's not a fly tied to the hook. We use an 8/aught hook, 3 foot of steel leader. This is 86-pound steel leader. We have a 50-pound tuna ring here that we tie our tippet onto, which is this, which is 25-pound test monofilament. We're using a floating line, fly line, down to a very big saltwater fly reel. And on this fly reel, I have about 500 yards of gel spun backing, 30 pound. And then I have an 8.5 foot, 14 weight rod.
He's looking hard. He's coming back for it. So as soon as he gets on the teaser, I'll have you cast it at the teaser here as soon as I can see him lock onto it. All right, go for it. Cast it at the teaser.
I was ready to start fishing again in 2010, fishing the Makos, but I just go, let me see if I can do something a little different here, access this fishery in a different way.
Perfect. Here he comes. Hit him, hit him, hit him.
So I called Dave, who I'd just met once before.
There you go. Now it's in the corner. It's buttoned, so keep a good low rod angle on him.
And he goes, Lou, Lou, Lou. Oh yeah, lobster Louie.
That's it, man. Just keep pulling towards his tail. You got him hooked good in the corner of the mouth.
And I said, hey, I've been killing these Makos forever, and if I don't have to anymore, that's what I'd like to do. So can I have a job? And he goes, yeah.
Attaboy, Lou. Oh, Lou, baby. Game on. It was the quickest, easiest job interview ever. He was hired in a half a second. I knew exactly who he was, how many days he'd put in on the water. Kind of cringed to think at how many of them he'd killed and sold to market, but
What's the gear on this thing? 40-pound mono?
times were different then. You did what you had to do to provide for your family, and we didn't know as much about the fishery here then as we do now. Atta baby.
This is way funner than the first time.
Atta baby.
It's not that intimidating to catch these things on a fly rod. It's like playing with a cat with a stick and a string.
Controlled chaos.
Oh my gosh, look at that jump.
There he goes.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
To see a guy like Lou come full circle and see the light, if you would, and realize that there's another way to make money off of a fishery that doesn't exploit it at all. Come right up here and check this out, Lou. Good job, man. That actually empowers the fishery, teaches people about the fishery, and makes them more aware of the problems that sharks face worldwide. The best part about it is this part right here.
Yep. There we go,
Getting to watch them go away and do it all again another day. Right on. As a fishing guide, you don't get a raise, you don't get a promotion. That's what I'm talking about.
That's why you wait. That's why you don't pull the bucket. That's why you stare at water.
You're just a fishing guide. You take people fishing every day, but to see that you've brought awareness to other fishermen in the same area was, gotta say, that was the ultimate pat on the back.
That was awesome.
The Outfitters is brought to you by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost.
Dave Trimble is awesome. Yeah, I never had a brother, and I consider Dave my brother. So Dave basically wrote me into going and collecting some chums.
Time to load up some buckets.
So this is the chum place, right?
This is it. This is where the magic comes from.
We're taking all these, right?
Yeah.
What makes Dave Trimble a good outfitter, I should say a great outfitter, is his attention to detail. Dave's got a big operation now, right? So he needs a good volume of bait. He needs to fill a number of buckets. So we load these buckets up and we load them back in the truck. And guy, I mean, it really stinks. And
Loaded up.
that's a lot of chum, man.
Gotta catch a lot of sharks, bro.
I'm saying to myself, I'm going, gosh, if I were Dave, I'd have somebody else do this for me. But Dave pays attention to detail, and that's probably the reason why he does it. He knows exactly what he wants. The most difficult part of being an outfitter, and I'm talking about when I was an outfitter and what Dave's doing now, is number one, managing the expectations of a client. And Dave does it very well. He doesn't build up the fishery like, you're gonna catch 20 fish today. He's realistic.
That bucket has some miles on it, Dave.
It does, man. Rode hard and smashed all day.
Another difficult part of being an outfitter is just organization.
Okay, we got a Mako here, finally. We've drifted about 2 hours. It's a good fish, too. It's probably 100 pounds.
He's gonna turn for it. Here he comes, get ready. He's on it. Hit him. That's right in the corner.
Making sure you've got all your guides
Good job, bro.
running on time, all the boats are running in tip-top order, all the tackles squared away.
Fish on.
Good job, Captain Dave. You're putting in a long day. After you get off the boat, you've got to wash the boat. You've got to make the phone calls back. This is a cool fish because he cruised right past the boat initially and went for the fly. And that's the great thing about Mako sharks. You don't get the opportunity with a lot of game fish to see everything unfold so up close. I mean, it was right here. And it's almost like it's in slow motion. You're not getting to bed till maybe midnight or 1 in the morning, and then you're up and at it again at 5 a.m. the next day. That is the life of an outfitter. That is the life of Dave Trimble. That is a biggin.
Nice fish, brother.
Whoa. God, look at that. Holy smokes. Look at that. Right in the bottom jaw, too, man. Wow.
Oh, it's about to come out. There you go.
Perfect.
Right on, man.
Good stuff, brother.
Heck
Wow.
yeah.
I chose the F-150 with EcoBoost for this particular location, San Diego, because of number one, its tremendous towing power off ramps. And Dave's got some really, really large boats, in particular the one that he uses on a daily basis. It's a very heavy boat, very steep ramps in San Diego. And I really wanted Dave to see that this was not an 8-cylinder engine. It was a 6-cylinder with the power of an 8-cylinder.
Having been a Ford guy my whole life, growing up driving an old Bronco, I was always aware that F-150s had a V8. And when we pulled that thing up the ramp for the first time of towing it up an incline with the tide out, it blew my mind that you get that much power and efficiency out of a V6, and you got the total package. It's all in one truck.
Coming up, we hit the bottom for rockfish and more line-ripping Mako action.
So Lou, we're gonna go out and we're gonna actually have a fun day on the water. We're not actually working today, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, last year when we were sharking and we caught those few rockfish, I think I kind of saw a little bit of bug in you about that.
I'll tell you, I'm learning a lot from you. As I've always said, we've known each other a long time, and I always learn something from you.
Living in San Diego, there was a lot of freshwater opportunity to fly fish and fish in general. But in the summer times, my father and I would go to Idaho, and I loved to fly fish. And he had these great books. I'd be going through these books and seeing these guys catching giant tarpon on the fly rod in Lake Florida. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So it's bottom fish today, right?
Yep. And we're gonna get them. I didn't get up this morning not to go catch something.
You know what an expert I am on bottom fish.
Oh yeah, I got you dialed in last year. Game plan was to go catch rockfish with Conway. And seriously, every time I go fishing, I feel like a complete amateur.
Now this is a fishing boat.
This is my ride.
That is a fishing boat.
I was just, on my dad's side. Whatever he did, I was right there with him. Get on in there, let's go fishing. And he started commercial lobster fishing when I was probably 6 or 7 perhaps. And just got in my blood, I wasn't born into it, but it got in my blood real fast. Conway.
Yeah.
See those birds there?
Yep.
One of them's got something in his mouth, and the other one want to take it out of his mouth. Same thing with the rockfish. My very first Mako shark I caught was in that first lobster season. I see this fin coming around the boat, and I just go, oh, I'm a fisherman, I gotta catch it. And I didn't even know what it was. So I just put a mackerel on my gaff, swished it around a little bit, fish came around, slipped the mackerel off, gaffed the fish in the boat.
I've known Captain Lou for the better part of 20 years. And I remember I had my little skiff next to his, and every day I would come in from fishing, and I would kind of walk over to his boat because he was sort of this Ernest Hemingway type character. But I knew he was the Mako guy. I knew that he caught Mako sharks to sell at the market, so I also knew he knew where they were.
You know what? When rock fishing is on, your sinker won't even hit the bottom, because those fish are just like, oh, there!
And they'll fight over the bait.
Hell yeah, one will try to take it out of its mouth.
I think Lou felt sorry for me. He thought I was kind of a joke, one step above the village idiot. And he said, yeah, you know what? Giving this kid some information probably, he's not going to, hurt me. He's not going to take my fish. He's just going to release these things.
I remember I used to be pushing my sharks up the ramp, and here would come Conway going, hey, where'd you catch those at? And I'm just like, out there.
When I walked up, he looked at me almost like, why are you fly fishing for Mako sharks? I mean, the fly rod is like a fairy wand, man.
And he goes, well, do you think I could catch one on a fly rod? And I just go, yeah, go for it. Okay, we're gonna see something here. Just a moment. There it is. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Now I gotta get the boat in position here. Oh,
That sounds good.
that's a good sound.
I mean, what is up with this? The way to fish Mako sharks is with 60-pound test, or as Lou did it, with a hand line, and he would hook those things and he'd pull them into the boat and club them over the head. So what are you doing, Captain? Are we gonna catch any fish today?
Yes, we are.
We're gonna see a great white shark today?
To see it all, we're gonna do it all.
I think he really, truly felt sorry for me, and he really wanted to help me out to catch a Mako shark on the fly rod. So just let it get right on the bottom and give it a couple of cranks up.
Okay, let her go. Come on, baby, bite.
Bite, bite, bite. I want some ceviche.
Baby needs new shoes.
He didn't give me all the info. He just gave me enough to get me going.
There's a biter. That's what we're looking for.
And he understood that I needed to learn the fishery, and that's what I did through his help.
Oh! Whoa! Oh, thank you, fish.
Well, this is kind of fun now.
Yeah, because we're catching something. So that's when I first met him, and look at what he did now. I mean, he innovated how to do these things. I mean, he's created a whole new fishery, fly fishing for Mako sharks. Who would ever thought that? Oh, you got two.
I got two. Ooh, double. Double rockfish. So we went rock fishing, and I've rock fished like once in my life, and it was actually with Lou, but we went out.
Target species!
Oh, look at I'll be a son of a gun. Look at these guys. Holy smokes. Got out there, it was tough fishing to start off with, and he was like, I gotta find these fish, and he was so pumped. And I'm like, relax, Lou, let's just have a nice, relaxed morning. I don't really care if we catch any fish, but he's like, no, we're going to catch fish.
Look at that pig.
And once he found the right high spot, after really looking hard, man, we were on the fish. It was every drop, boom, boom, boom.
That's a good grade of fish.
I think Lou knows what he's doing. And every time I'd look at him, he had the biggest smile on his face, and he was laughing and having a good time.
See, you doinked a couple of good ones, so that's a super good grade of fish. I'll bet there's more down there.
So 30 plus years of commercial fishing.
Wow. Get ready.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Two?
Yeah.
Another double. Look at that. I'll be a son of a gun. Look at that. And it was just great to spend time on a boat, not Mako fishing, but just on a boat, stepping into his world.
200-pound Mako shark, red rock cod, ain't no difference in the way I feel. I'm just like, hey, it's fishing. You got to feel the bite.
And actually thinking back to when we used to hang out at the dock.
Oh, two different species. That's a big starry right there.
The one on the bottom's a starry?
Yeah.
Many, many years ago, and how he was really gracious on passing on a lot of great Mako shark knowledge.
I'll never stop fishing. You know why? Because I'm too dumb to quit.
When we return, Captain Dave proves his mettle, putting one of his mentors on a fish of a lifetime.
Wow. That's what it's all about right there.
Given the unique opportunity to be able to finally fish with a couple of my mentors, Lou and Conway, I thought it only fitting to take the biggest boat that I normally run, which is the Blackjack, to go out for our maiden voyage together, if you would.
Mako fishing is really simple. You leave the dock, you travel anywhere 3 to 12 miles offshore, you find a drop-off with some good current, some good conditions, and that could be clear water, bait, and you set a chum slit. You set the chum slit, you can sit and wait anywhere from 5 minutes to 4 hours. It just depends if the fish are around. If you have the right conditions, you know, you might have a fish on your boat in 5 minutes. Oh, look at this one. Holy, look at this son of a gun. That's a bigger one. This thing's massive. Once that shark shows up, it's game on.
Fresh little morsel for this big one that just came in.
Sometimes you get a Mako shark that comes into the slick and they're really cautious. So what you do is you take a teaser rod with fresh dead mackerel and you throw it out in front of that Mako shark. Once that shark hones in on that bait, the light switch will go off and these fish get into attack mode. There he is. You pull the teaser out of the water, the fly goes in the water right in front of the Mako will grab the fly. Set! So it's called baiting and switching the Mako shark.
Commercial fishing for sharks, my mindset toward them, if I'm really in them, I'll have a good payday. And I'm going to be able to pay the rent. Yeah, I'm focused. So it was almost just like a product that was coming to me, and I was just using it. It was fishing. It was a way of life. But now, looking at these fish, it's just like I could never go back. I mean, accessing a fishery and a strictly catch and release, which we choose to do. If it wasn't for Conway and Dave, I probably would not be on the water other than lobsters.
Whew. That is a big Mako shark. Big fish.
I want this really bad now.
Spending the day shark fishing with a fly rod with Lou and Dave, that is the culmination of greatness for me. It really brought it all together.
Getting close, getting close.
You're getting close, baby. You're almost there.
Awesome.
Watching the master.
Way cool.
The guy who got us here, basically.
Yep.
Not basically, the guy who got us here.
It was a great day. It was extremely rewarding to get to go out there with the guys that got me into this. All right, man, he's getting close. I'm gonna fire up the boat to make sure he doesn't get on our downswell side. And be at the helm, pick the spot, get the bait, you know, and just, okay, I got this, guys. You guys have taught me a lot. let's see what I can do for you. Oh, look at that.
Look at this head kick.
He's trying to shake his head.
Beautiful fish, man. Beautiful fish.
Wow, look at this thing.
Caught fish. On the fly, baby. Look at that. Do you ever think you'd be standing here like this with me holding the leader of a 200-pound Mako with a big old fly in his mouth? I've fished with Conway numerous times. I've fished with Lou, but never had I fished with Conway and Lou at the same time. It made me feel real good about all of the hard work that I've done to establish the reputation and the business that I have. To finally get to go out and show those guys just a little bit of gratitude was really, really cool at the end of the day. Well, here it is, man. This is the moment we worked all day for. We got a good one this morning. I don't think they get much better than that. It's a great Mako on the fly. Well fought and on to live another day. Later, buddy.
Hi, sweetheart.
Give me some, brother.
Thank you, Mako Shark.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
The fish gods were with us today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I used to be a shark harvester. Now I'm a shark hugger.
22 minutes on the rod, man. This old dog can fight right here, I'll tell you what.
Got him.
Hey, you know what?
That's awesome.
In all honesty, today I became a shark fisherman. Seriously.
A shark
I feel like I'm a real shark fisherman.
I love it.
All right, I'm getting goofy. I gotta go.
That was also the largest Mako shark that Lou had ever caught in his life. And Dave and I didn't even know that.